We can see some of the collection back here. This is some of the inventory. Wait, there's Max in the house. Good to see you as well. Hey, we're not in Mecum. I told you one of these days I would make it out here for sure. Well, guys, this is awesome. I appreciate you guys letting me into your shop so much. We got a lot to talk about. So, Nori, let's just begin with the process of, first off, let me back up. How long have you guys been doing this, and how did you meet each other?
We actually are doing these things from like early 90s.
Wow.
To do. I mean, not whole restore. You know, I used to work and own that regular motorcycle shop.
Okay.
And it also, I was like collecting all the classic bikes. And then Mac was working on one of the salvage yard by the time, like 30 years ago. So
yeah.
Then that's where we met. So then, you know, after that, Mac works for some other shop, and I work for another shop. And about what, like 10
years ago?
10 years ago, so. Then, you know, I just strictly doing those like classic bikes.
Well, what a perfect
So
team.
And then the salvage place that I worked at
closed down. Then, hey, Mac, you know.
Yeah, they moved
let's
all
work
that
together.
over to his garage, and then he moved away, and here I am.
Yeah.
Well, you guys quickly have earned the reputation of some of the best at Mecum, and we see some absolute talent there. Let me tell you what. So let's take a look at what we're looking at right now. This is an H1 500?
Yeah,
What year is
1970.
1970. Where did you find this bike at?
This one's in, I think, Salt Lake City.
Found in Salt Lake City. Is this a
Yeah.
barn find? Is this something that you go on the internet to find? Is this word of mouth? How do you get these bikes?
Don't remember well, but I think it is one of the internet or something. Or my friend told me a bunch of H1 and H2 in one place, so that I went there. Then
Well, we know two strokes are all the rage right now. H2, H1 is not far behind, but I know you said you like them crusty, rusty. Well,
oh yeah,
this is about as crusty, rusty as it gets. So
this
is
this is a good condition for us.
Okay.
You know,
wow.
it's crusty, rusty, but this is not
It's a good condition for him. That shows the talent that he does have.
Yeah, you see something like that, you know, out of the chicken
take a
coop
look.
in Fresno or something.
Oh wow, what do we have
Look
over
at-
here? It looks
this
like
is
a
KZ900. But
KZ900.
look at this thing, you know, like, yeah, every bolt's nuts, you try to take it out, then it's gonna snap. So.
Well, Nori, you just said a mouthful right there, and I really want people to understand that because that's what I went through. Everybody thinks they've got a motorcycle out in the shed worth $1 million, but to actually restore one of these things, it can be miserable, especially if you don't know what you're doing. I know mine, like you said, every bolt wanted to strip coming out when we first got it. It was sitting outside. It looked a lot like this. So let's start with this KZ, Nori. What is step one to make this thing look like a showstopper compared to where it is right now?
Yeah, just try to take all bolt nuts off and just strip it out to the bone bare frame, and hopefully the motor can be potted out too. You know, sometimes it's just the piston and cylinder is stuck, and it just won't.
Yeah, you can't get the diamonds apart.
Yeah, so if that happens, you know, I take it to my friend Randy's shop, and hopefully he can do it. But if not.
Good Lord. Now, let me ask you this, Nori, because I know that a lot of people talk about the importance of numbers matching. Is that something that you look for right away? We saw it this past year and making how important that VIN is, that the motor's got to match.
I mean, you know, like this motorcycle is brand new, was like 1970s or, you know, somewhere around like, late 70s or so. And, you know, sometimes motor being swapped. So it depends on what I get. So then I check that being in the motor number. So if matching set, then we will restore it to close to original. Yeah. But if not matching number or anything, then we can customize the bike to how I want it.
Very cool. The only bikes that actually have matching numbers are old Yamahas.
Sure.
And their frame and engine number are the same.
Sure, absolutely.
These will be. You know, there's like a range, and as long as they're in that range, then it's likely that's where they started life with.
Yeah. No doubt there. Nori, I know that when I was in Reading, a very, very talented man who does this, he talked about taking extensive photos of the bike before he disassembles it. Are you at a point where you do that, or do you guys have you done so many of these that you can really just put them back together from memory?
Oh yeah, I shoot a picture some of it, but most of the time like a KZ or triple and then all that Honda CB750, I've done so many of it, so then I don't have to do that bad.
I know I can tell you as the shade tree mechanic I am, that's where I was humbled. I have a 77 and it certainly wasn't this bad, but it needed a lot when I bought it in high school in 2001. Started tinkering away with it, and eventually I got to the point where I was like, hey, I want to strip this thing down and have a nice painted frame.
Yeah.
Well, as a young boy, it only took a day to strip it down, but boy, was I humbled. Just getting everything back right. Even if you've got a book, it can be so tough. So I give you guys a lot of credit. And we start with Crusty Rusty, and then let's go over here and take a look at some of your finished product, because this is amazing, guys. This is what it ends up looking like over here. This one, of course, is a hot rod. Retro rod. We say that because it's not 100% stock. It's customization. Tell us what we're looking at here, Nori.
It is KZ 1000 Mark II.
Wow.
It's 1979. So yeah, we put it was like kind of a stretch halfway drag bike. So then
It was a drag bike. Okay.
Yeah, it was like a long straight swing arms on
Really
it.
long it had.
Yeah, that actually this seat section was extended a little bit
seat,
longer.
The seat was about this long. It was,
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I
we-
was like, nah, you know, like, are we just gonna do it like our way? So then I have this ZRX 1100.
I noticed we got the ZRX
Yeah,
shocks
front
on the
end,
back.
rear ends
Chrome
on it.
ZRX swing arms. Those ZRX wheels on it.
Yep.
ZRX wheels.
and that's-
Yeah, front ends too.
34 Mikuni flat slides on it. I think it's an awesome bike, and I think everybody watching down below in the comments will agree. But as evidenced by what we saw at Mecum, and you two being the businessmen that you are, boy, we learned at Mecum right now, it's the original bikes and not the resto rods that bring in money. You showed that off. I thought your H2 hot rod was awesome, but got a fraction. As you affectionately said, you ended up with a chopstick up your bum on that one.
Yeah.
But thank goodness, I think you made up for it on hitting a home run on the stock H2. Where do you think we're at as a collector market here that everybody seems to just maybe shy away from the hot rod bikes, or is that something we're only seeing at Mecum?
I think it's only in the Mecum. Mecum people is a lot different, you know, all kinds of motorcycle people around. So some people like custom bike and some people's not. So my bike wasn't fit into that Mecum people, I think, you know, or maybe they're not getting used to it yet. So, or they didn't see enough custom bikes around.
Well, and then you see the I don't know, we call them catalog bikes, the ones that are like SS motor and a custom frame and this and that.
Sure.
And these guys have got like 60 grand in the thing, and the thing sells for like $14,000. And it's like, oh,
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta
That
love
was,
it.
You know,
that
that
was
was
the tire this wide on the back. And,
Yeah, that one was the reason why, because I had that H2 motor for a while. Then I get another frame, so which was like not matching number bike, but it was like a 1972. Also the motors and the frame, so it's not came from same bike. So then I had another, you know, ZX6R laying around, blown motor. I mean, no motor actually. So then, hey, you know, let's put those things together and makes a cool bike. And then I found that those like a core expansion chambers and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
for
then
sure.
put that things together, and that is really cool bike to me. But
Well, I think that's the same thing that we're looking at right here. This would be a very cool bike to myself, and a lot of people may not be one that's going to get top dollar at Mecum because they want it all original, all stock, but a very cool bike nonetheless. Now, taking a look at, we spoke of triples moments ago. Look at some of the candy you guys have out here. What do we got? H2, H1 engines?
H2, H1.
Whoa.
272 H2s and a 69 H1.
Where did you guys get these?
well, this is one of our customers' bike.
Yeah.
So that he he wanted us to build a motor, so then we building it.
So there you are, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you love the, with two-strokes being so hot right now, the simplicity of a two-stroke compared to everything that you got to do with the four-stroke? It's easy, right? No valves, no cams to worry about.
Yeah, I mean, the engine has like 7 moving parts.
I just can't believe how clean this is. What do you guys do here? Soda blast, vapor blast? What's the process?
This is vapor blast.
Vapor
Yes.
Vapor blast. Is that something you do in-house? Is that something you send out?
Oh, we send out.
You send out, okay. Is it relatively affordable to get a set of cases vapor blasted?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's something I imagine you being in a pretty good area here, Escondido.
Right. It's a lot of hot rod companies and all kinds of powder coating plates, chrome plates, and all that is in here. So it's really easy to access to it. So that's why most of the day I'm just running around, bringing parts and take it to them, picking up and stuff. That's what I do.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't mind, we got to go out here and see what's over your shoulder because we got a collection. We talked about some stalkers, guys, and here she is.